If you're looking for a simpler way to chart NASDAQ100, then you are in the right place. I'm LaKiesha, and in this video, I'm going to show you my entries, my exits, and my profit targets on this particular market. Now, this video is very special because it has been a long time prior to someone inside of my community asking for this since I have charted NASDAQ100 and I've taken a vote and people have said that they wanted to see this market. So here it is. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go step by step, and I'm going to show you how I analyze the market and then give you all of those things that I talked about, including my entries, my exits, my profit targets, and any little thing I see inside of this market that's going to help me better understand it. And then also I'm going to say it out loud so that way you can follow along and then you can have the same thought process as I do when I look at this chart. And while I have you here, I want to make you aware of the Profitable Traders Academy. And for a very, very limited time, I am offering a few number of spots for people to sign up for a 7-day free trial. So you can come here and then see all of the things that people have said about being inside of the community, the things that they've learned, the pips that they've gained, and that could be you if you decide to take advantage of the 7-day free trial. So come here, look at all of the benefits that you could potentially get inside of this community, as well as some bonuses if you decide to join us full time. But if you just want to check it out, you should see a yellow button off to the side that says start free trial. And if you don't see it, then that means that you have missed this opportunity. So don't let this opportunity pass you by. I will see you inside of the community. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all of the drawings from this particular chart, and then we're going to go up to the weekly time frame and reset and then just start fresh. Nothing like a really clean chart in order to get started for the week. So the first thing that I see inside of this market is I see the highest high that was made at roughly 22,130. So we're going to mark off a level right there, and then we're going to clone this, and then I'm going to mark off another level around 21,210, and then I'm going to mark off another level here. I'm just going to take the average of these wicks right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks. And we're going to mark off this other level at 20,765. And just understand that if you're using a different broker's chart, currently I'm using Pepperstone. It may look a little bit different, but basically just follow the movement of the chart and you can line it up to whatever chart you are currently using. So let's go ahead and clone this level. And we're going to take it down here to 20,000, let's just say 310. That's kind of the average. And then we're going to do another level here. And this is going to be, let's see, this time, let me line it up. It's going to be at 19,900. And I think that's probably all I'm going to draw for this upcoming week. And of course, if price was to do something crazy, then we would just follow market structure down and go ahead and mark up those levels. So now we're going to go to the daily time frame where we can make some real sense of what we're seeing inside of the market. So now that we have this highest high marked off, that looks great. And this level was kind of a rough level based on what I saw on the weekly time frame. Now that I have a little bit more data, it's still not 100% clear to me, but I do see this kind of resistance over here. So I'm going to leave it for now and maybe make some more adjustments on the lower time frame. So now I see this level that I drew with all the wicks. I actually really like it. So I'm going to keep that. Same with this level. I like it. I'm going to keep it. Going to keep it. Okay, so this is actually very clean. Typically this does not happen, but let's go ahead and go down to the H4 time frame. Okay, so we have this, let me double check. Okay, yeah. So we have this highest high inside of the market here, and then we have some market structure that we can now see because we're on a lower time frame. We have more data, more candles, and it's better for us to be able to mark off our levels. Have you ever thought that you had to sit in front of charts all day in order to make money from the markets? Well, in this How to Trade with a Full-Time Job kit, I'm going to show you how to master trading in just 1 hour per day without sacrificing your job. You're going to get the strategies that I personally use in order to be able to make time in order to trade and learn and do whatever else I need to do inside of my life. So in this 31 video digital program, you're going to learn some strategies that I've used that you can confidently replicate in your own life in order to be able to trade trade the markets. And then I'm going to show you how to not get fired for trading and use some ethical ways in order to shine at work and build the skill. Because like you, I'm working full time and I also want to get promoted. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of other things as well. So that way I can get the promotion, I could get trading and make money from the markets. So if you want this, go ahead and check this out. And then in order to enhance your trading experience, then you could go ahead and check out this 4-video module where I show you my most profitable candlestick patterns that I use currently inside of the market. And it's only 47 bucks. So go ahead and add this to your cart and I will see you there. So the first thing that I'm seeing here, this highest high point looks great. Not going to touch that. And over here, I mentioned there was a resistance that has formed. And then here we do see more resistance. Here we see kind of a support a little lower. And one thing to think about when you're marking up your chart is that these are pretty much zones. So you want to trade from zone to zone. Basically, it's going to make your trading a lot simpler. At least it has for me. So I also see a wick in this zone. And then I also see a resistance here. So let me just move this line up just a little bit. And this is at roughly 21,200 and let's just say 20. And it still looks good if we look to the left. Now this is resistance, resistance. This is basically some consolidation within here, but we have rejection, rejection, and then we have a rejection here to the downside. We have a resistance right here, pretty much right at the line, and it sells off. And we have this resistance right here. So I like the way that is looking. So let's go ahead and go down to this other level. We can see very clearly rejection, 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 and rejection, rejection, rejection. So there's obviously a lot of rejections in the zone. So I really like this placement. So I'm going to keep it right here. And then this price action over here, more rejections, rejections. And we do see pretty much clean breaks right here, but we do see also some consolidation. And then we also see some rejections in here. So I'm going to keep that. And then here, this is basically a little rejection zone, going to keep that as well. So let's go down to the 2-hour time frame to get more data. And then also I do see some more levels that I want to draw off because I am a trader that trades from zone to zone. So I like to have very manageable levels when I'm trading. And this right here is 926 points in this zone. So I definitely want to chop this either in half or maybe in thirds, so that way I can have some really manageable trading zones. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a level right. I'm going to draw it right here at around 21,800, let's say. So just draw a level right there. I like to keep my boxes very slim, but I also think of these as zones. And you can see that on this chart, I have thicker boxes with thinner boxes. So basically when I'm looking at the chart throughout the week, I know that these thicker boxes are my key levels, my major levels, and then these slimmer ones are minor levels. So not saying that they're not valid, they're great levels, but they're just minor levels. I may have drawn them on a lower time frame. That's all that means for me. You can do whatever method that works for you. All right, so that's one zone. So now we have this level here, and this is 300 and 31, so that's an amazing zone. And then I'm also going to draw another zone, just clone this level. And then I think I want to, let's see, do I want to do it here or do I want to do it here? So that's one of the things when I'm drawing these levels. Do I want to do it here or here? So I'm thinking at this level here, because if I follow this line over to the left, I see some rejections in this zone, a support here, and then also some rejections and then some resistance here. So it's lining up with a lot of things. So I feel a lot more comfortable placing my line here roughly at, this is at 21,600 and let's say 25. Now that I have some levels, just going to extend this level that I drew just because price action can come up here and I want to have this already prepped. All right, so this is recent price action and I don't see anything else that I want to change so far on this time frame. Just zooming in so that way we can get more data. Not too much because we need to still see the candles. All right, and then, oh, I do see this level right here. So this is a support. And yes, we do have these rejections here, but I think I want to move this all the way down here. So that way the support is sitting directly on my key level. And this is at 20,600 and let's just say 50 at this time. And then we can see that support has formed. We do have a rejection on the opposite side. So it looks really good. I just like to confirm with stuff to the left, but prioritizing most recent price action. So now if we go all the way down, all of our levels are way over here. This is still looking great in here, and then this is still looking great. Amazing. So let's go down to H1 where we can finish up our chart analysis and go into our game plan for the upcoming week. So the very top, still looking great. And one thing I do want to adjust on this minor level, now that I have more data, I'm just going to push this line up just so that way my resistance is sitting right on top, or at least my line is sitting right on top of my resistance level. And this is at 21,840. Amazing. So same thing with this key level or minor level right here. We're going to move it up. And sometimes I like for the candles to sit on top, or in this case, have the candles on the bottom. And sometimes I let the wicks pass through. I mean, if you wanted to, you can go down to lower time frames and adjust, but this works for me because I typically am a swing trader, and typically I'm using the H1 time frame a lot inside of my trading, not just for planning. So I'm going to keep this level right here at 21,600, and let's just say 30, just to round it off. And then this level is still looking good. Right here, we have a lot more data. Now we have 3 candles. On the last time frame, we had 2 candles. So you can see as you go down, there's more data. And then let's go over to the left. All right, so now we have this. I think I want to just scoot it down just a little bit so that way my candles are sitting on top of my line. And now we're sitting at roughly 20,643. You can say 45 just to round it off a little bit. And then this is still looking great. And then if we move all the way over to where there's price action, we can see we have a support here and some rejection. So I'm just going to move this down right here. And now we're sitting at 19,875. So now that we have our levels and they're looking good, let me double check that one. Yeah, that's looking good. So now that we have our levels and they're looking good, so the thing that I want to do is I want to come up with my game plan for this upcoming week on NAS100, mainly because we have price action in this zone right here. So let me go ahead and measure just to make sure it's not a crazy wide zone. So 575 points is a bit much for me, so I may add more additional levels. So let me go ahead and just clone that. And I'm going to create a level right here at 20,945 just to break up the zone a little bit. And if you see other levels on your chart that you want to mark off or break up, then feel free to do that. This is just how I like to do it on my chart. So now we can see that the zone is basically split into half, and this is looking so much better. So now that we've created a resistance here, the game plan, or one of the trading ideas that I have, is for buys above this level. And that's mainly because this will be a break of structure. This will be a break of a previous resistance that turned into support if we're above this line. I would want to have buys from here to up to 21,220 roughly. So that's a nice range. Depending on how price acts within here, granted we are on the H1 time frame, I would want to see price to be below here if I wanted to do a sell. So let me go ahead, just like before, measure the range and make sure that I have enough. Yeah, 329. That is great. So I would want to see some more information here from the real life market before I trade it. So for right now, this for me is kind of a no trade zone, mainly because I don't know what's happening. I need to see the price action clearly in order for me to be able to take a trade. And right now, it formed a support, formed a resistance, and then it started to go down, but we don't know what it's going to do. It can continue to consolidate inside of the zone for a long time before breaking out. We just have no idea. So for right now, this is going to be my game plan. And then, of course, if price was to continue up, what I would like to do is follow this up to here. This will be my first profit target. So let me go ahead and add a level here, but this would be my ultimate profit target up here for this. So I'm just going to leave that like that. On the upside, obviously just continue to push up just because we just don't know what the market's going to do. So I'm just going to do it from there to there, and then one more. Since this is kind of a little area, it's a very small area, but I would want to see price to trade up above here before I continue with the buy. So let me just go ahead and put an up arrow right here just to remind myself. All right, great. Let me go ahead and save my work because this is a lot of work. All right, so let me go over to the left and just see where some possible areas are for shorting this market. So this is a little tricky, mainly because we have several wicks inside of this zone right here. So we have these at a support, but then we have these kind of random ones. So this is a really tricky zone. So what I would do very cautiously, very cautiously, is make this the target for the downside, because what price can do is exactly what it did here. Come in the zone and retrace. Come in the zone, retrace. Right here, zone, retrace. So this went a little bit deeper, but it still retraced. This same thing, deeper, but retrace. So I would be very careful in this zone. So instead of targeting this would be my take profit 1, and then if it continued to come down, then take profit 2, and then of course just continuing following the market structure all the way down. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and let me know if you want to see more of NAS100 on this channel. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've traded NAS100, something like a year and a half, and it was requested by people inside of my community and people on Instagram, and they also wanted to see NAS100. So go ahead, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.